start. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, so that is my reference here. Now there's one reference that I am missing, so and that is, let's go to Google. I want to look at top what's it, Game Boy original top down, I guess, top down view. I just want a nice top down view as my reference image. Something like this would be nice. Give me that shape, right? So I'm just going to save this bad boy here, and then I'm going to put that into my pure ref. Here, put that into my pure ref. Save my pure ref, and let's get to some modeling. Cool. So let's go into my top view, and I'm pressing spacebar here to get into here. We're gonna go to view, image plane, import image. We're going to go to public. It's in my Game Boy. I'm gonna put this into my favorites or my bookmarks. Go to my Game Boy, my reference, which I realized that I don't have a save for. So I'm just going to image. I'm going to save or image selection. Oh, I realized that I need that image. Hold on, because you can't just take that from the pure ref. Whoops, sorry about that. Game Boy original top view. Game Boy original top view. I think it was this one. Yeah. Save this. Go to Game Boy. Go into my folders. Go to reference. Alright, so now if I go to my Maya, and this is my top view, I'm going to view. Let's try this again. Hold on. Rusty. I need to turn on my lights and everything. Alright. View, image, Game Boy, reference. Where is it? What's going on here? Are locked, okay, but why can't I see it? Image plane, Game Boy, reference. Hold on here. Make sure my preference and stuff is all set properly. Settings, everything's in meters, that's right. Why is this so weird? What's going on here? Panels. Why is this perspective? Orthographic top view. View is locked. Okay. What is going on here? How come this is... What happens if I put a cube? Okay, something is definitely wrong here. My grid. What is going on here with this? New scene. Yeah, like how come my grid is not showing up? Camera. My 2019 orthographic not working. Graphic views are currently locked when they are not. Not sure. That mesh views are locked. This mesh orthographic view when I try to tumble orthographic view pan works to unlock view camera tools. Camera tools. No, this isn't it. View. What's going on here? Tumble orthographic simple tracking. Alt P. No, that's not it. No, that's not the problem. Orthographic not working. No, using orthographic views. Lost perspective view. No, my orthographic program. Recently I'm trying to learn this software. Bothering me is not working orthographic view as that not work in an orthographic view as I work with perspective view. Long searcher have the ability to switch between orthographic view and Maya from perspective 1 for pressing a button. A P and U in 3D. Is there a possibility with Maya? Okay. View, select camera. The top left of your viewport, then press Ctrl A to open. Select the camera. So this is my top view, that's correct. Selected field. Oh, what's going on here? Thanks for the input, but it's not exactly what I was looking for. Use an angle, 1 perspective. Like, this has just been a mess for Maya of late. Active orthographic top view. Oops. Wireframe. Shaded, textured. Yeah, this is more of what's happening here. You've looked in all the right places, so now we need to determine the scene problem or preference problem or a hardware problem. First, open new scene in Maya, create. If you can see the ortho view in new scene, then there is something messed up with your scene file. To fix, just export the object. Cannot see the ortho in the new scene, then check to see if your preferences are messed up. Rename your Maya folder and restart. Oh, God. Let's try it. Wow. That is just really annoying. My documents, let's go to Maya 2019. Drafts, let's go to drafts backup. Down here. For default. Yeah, that's probably, yeah, that looks like that fixed it. Because now when I create cube here, it shows up there. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but obviously something got messed up. So I need to go back and clean up a bunch of things, that's for sure. All right, so let's quickly do a setup of, so shelves, polygon. So I like my Mel here. Smooth over shelf, goes like that. And then for scripts and such, scripts that go there. For preset, no, prefs, scripts. This go here. I don't need any of this stuff. The only one that I really need is the crease tool and the material editor. I can just remove a lot of this stuff. Yeah, so I can just remove prefs back up. Grips, I believe, is still here, which is great. The only other add-on that I've been using lately is material editor. So I'm just gonna install this right now. Extract this here. Just extract files, and then I need to make sure that I have, pretty sure, instructions. Put all of this stuff into prefs folder, prefs icons. Okay. From the extracted material directory into the prefs icon, go to prefs icon, extract this into here. Look like this. Prefs the number, this is the path. If you're updating material for first time, delete all that. Zip file icons in there. From the zip file, prefs scripts. This is where you want to put all of this into here. Okay. So now, if I close out Maya, reopen it, I should have my own shelf here. I have this thing, crease tool. I'm gonna remove a bunch of this stuff because all this stuff is there. I'm just gonna delete it. FWN, faceware normals, that AM tools, hit bash tools, don't need those. Crease edges, remove this as well. I can also edit that and put a new icon. Where is that? Grips, CP icons. Let's go with, I like this one. That. And close this out. We're gonna go here. We're gonna expand this mouse script. I'm going to clear everything out. End up closing everything. Oops. Let's go to my documents. We're gonna go to Maya 2019. We're gonna go to scripts, and we're going to go, I believe it's like source. That I think. No, hold on, no, that's not right. Source, is it prefs? Scripts, oh. Pref scripts, and then dp underscore material manager dot mel. Nope, that didn't work. Give me 1 second. Instructions here. Exit prefs, extract the directory into icons, extract that folder, open my script mel source here. So here, bad boy, run that. Unable to load. Source dp. To be unable to load specified option box icon. No, that didn't work. Script editor or mel command line. Copy and paste the following line below. Okay, what happens if I go to open and I go to prefs, scripts, no, that didn't work. How do I close this file? How do I close this? Oh, okay. This is very frustrating. Let's go like that. Okay, I thought I got this. What's going on here? Okay. From the zip file, extract the material manager directory into the prefs icons directory. So I didn't do that. So prefs icon directory. Okay. Now if I go this, play, now we have it. Big deal. Now let's clear all this. Let's do that. Make a button. Top. Go here. Let's go edit. And let's go to shelves. And let's go to the icon, material manager. We're gonna go. Let's just use that icon there. Save like that. Increase plus thing. We can just go here. Let's just go to shelves and let's just remove the increase plus thing here. I don't understand what's going on. Sweet. Cool. So now we have essentially all that working now. We have our stuff set up. Oh, I forgot to put Streamlabs on. Streamlabs on here. VC. Oh. We're just going to launch this for a sec here. I didn't realize that I didn't have my stream avatars loaded up. No one can see their avatars. Oh. Just kind of running around there at the bottom. Now that we have this kind of going on, and go cube. Okay, let me just save our preferences here. All right, so let's go to image. Let's do this again. Image plane, import image. Go to find out my Dropbox here. Dropbox, and then let's go to public, and then let's go to my Gameboy folder, a reference, and there it is. Hold on, let's actually put my Gameboy. Where's Gameboy? I'll put this right into my favorites. This way it's easy for me to see it. Put that up. Now we can finally see what it is that we wanted. We're gonna turn off the grid here. I also realized that use default material is actually not on here, which is really interesting. Give me 1 second here. I also realized this is probably in centimeters, which is not what we want. That perfect. We're gonna go to new scene. We're gonna change the every single time there's a new scene, it's going to be meters. So again, we're gonna go back to the top view. So I'm noticing that it's every time I do that. New scene, don't save. What's going on here? Enable default scene. Really? So it's every time. How if I go to classic? No. The new scene. Centimeters. Okay, well now my scene's broken again. New scene. Wow, so it's every single time I make a new scene and it's in centimeters that it breaks. Script support render ML, missing default renderer Maya, set to environment variables. What's going on here? Okay, so now if I go to Windows, set preferences, go to settings, make sure this is set meters. Cool. Image plane, Gameboy reference here. Okay, cool. And then next thing I want to do right away is I want to import in a man scale. So this is a stylized asset. So we will do that accordingly then. So first off, I just want to kind of scale it up to the size of the character. That's a Game Boy. It would probably about the size that would fit into his character's hand. Cool. All right, and then now we're gonna put us all back to 0, 0, 0. We're gonna go to the outliner. We're going to, this is the max scale or scale. I guess let's just call it scale. Scale, done. Flip this back the other way. Cool. So now we're gonna quickly just build a cube here, and we're gonna put X-ray mode on, and we're going to kind of scale it to the shape. And because this is gonna be a stylized asset, the point is we're gonna try and get that scale back. The first thing that we want to do is essentially this is like a gray block, right? So we're gonna go step by step. This, let's call this Gameboy. We'll call it gray block. We're going to just kind of put this inside his hand and see. I think I rotated that like 100 times. What the hell was I doing? Put this here. Yeah, I rotated a little bit too much, but let's just try and put this inside his hand and kind of give you a better reference point and see if this is object mode. Now with the Game Boy, yeah, that sounds about right. That looks about right. That would probably be the size. If it's stylized, I would probably make it a little bit larger, just to kind of. Yeah, okay, cool. So that should be the size. I'm gonna hide the scale again. Control H. Let's bring this all back to 0, 0, 0. Let's not rotate any of this stuff. Bring it back to normal. The scale, we're gonna freeze it. Oh, my hotkeys are all messed up. So I do have a few hotkeys that I like to use. I'm going to edit those right now just because I had to reset my preferences due to Maya being weird. Go and I'm going to duplicate this. We're going to call it my name here. We're going to go freeze transforms. I like to have this as Alt Z. Undo view change. Nope, that's good. Save. I like to do center pivot as well, so I'm gonna go center pivot. I like doing this Control C. Toggle color feedback, don't really care about that. And then for delete, Control C, save, delete history, delete history, delete all history. No. Where is delete history? Edit, delete by. Okay, so delete history already has Alt Shift D. Okay, never mind. So we're good. Getting close. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna Control Z to freeze the transforms, and then Control Alt D. What's up there? What's up? How's it going, Mamot? How you doing? All right, so this is the gray block. So essentially the gray block is, you don't want it to be any smaller, or no, sorry, you don't want it to be any larger, because this is kind of a gray block is what a level artist or a designer has kind of said, this is as big as we want it to be so that it doesn't intrude with gameplay and stuff like that, right? So I'm gonna duplicate this, and now we're gonna go to the proxy phase. So we're gonna go to proxy phase, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna now kind of build out the elements and try and, what's the word, to stylize it the way that we want it, right? So let's quickly do that. So let's quickly go and so already like our reference doesn't match just because we've scaled it up a little bit to make it a little bit more stylized than normal. So we're just going to be using it. So what we should do actually, hold on, let me step back here. What we should do is we should actually keep it the current size so that we get everything else properly fitted, and then we can go in and skew things and change things later. So let's just duplicate this right here, and then let's go to proxy 1, so 01. I'm gonna hide that. We have this now, and now we're gonna want to do. So let's do like some of the buttons and such. So now everything's just huge because this is in meters, right? I'm just gonna scale this down, and we're gonna try and match it up to these buttons here. And again, we're doing the proxy phase, which means that we're not supposed to put in any details into the models yet. We're just getting the shapes down. So I'm just going to group this together. We're going to say Gameboy proxy 01. So, and then what we want to do is we want to make sure, let's turn off X-ray mode for now. Let's go here. Get these cylinders, go to 5, let's bring these up, right, that going. Then we're going to go back to X-ray mode, and then we're going to go back to top view, and we're going to create a quick shape for the D-pad. Here. I don't even know. Is my music still going on? Okay. I don't even know. I'm not really paying attention. I don't have any headphones on right now. I don't know if music's actually going on. We're going to quickly, again, just... You can tell that this is on some sort of perspective, just because... Again, we're just going to quickly do this here. Select these faces. We're going to go extrude, and we're going to pull it from the Z axis. Use our reference here as much as we can. There we go. So now we kind of quickly have that out. We're going to push this into here. Quickly save. Just again, you don't want lose our work. I'm gonna go use a ASCII, little Gameboy 01. Right. So again, I'm breaking this into different steps. First step is the gray block. Second step is the proxy. Okay. So object mode. Okay. So now it's quickly. We're gonna have to throw in the screen, and then I think these buttons are kind of the next elements of this Game Boy. Obviously the back is important as well, so we might have to flip this over and figure out how we're gonna put the cartridge in. That might be that actually is quite important to figure out early on, so we're not worrying about it. As for this, the select and start button, again, we don't want to put too much detail into it, so I'm just going to use a cube to kind of represent that. We're going to go represent this here. That, bring that here. Again, we're just going to represent it for now. Bring it up there. Duplicate that, and there we have it. Again, I'm not even being clean with my naming conventions and stuff, which I probably should be in the future, but for now it's gonna be fine. We're gonna, so right now that is our kind of our elements to our Game Boy, and then we're gonna need to kind of flip this over and figure out. So I have some reference images here. Hold on, give me 1 second here. I would love to see the timestamps on the chat, but I don't know if that is something that I can do here. No, I don't think I can do anything like that. Cool. Okay, so let's take a look here at the back. So the back, so yeah, no, actually, you know what? We're not even gonna focus on that right now. Right now, we're just gonna focus on the silhouette that we want, right? So this is essentially the Game Boy components at a quick glance. So we're gonna duplicate this. This is gonna be number 2, and we're going to just move this to the side. We're gonna start iterating on what stylization we want. So I already kind of have an idea of what I want to do. So I usually like to do like top heavy. We're gonna squeeze this in a little bit more. We're probably going to like scale these, spin that around a little bit. Actually remove these faces at the bottom here. So I'm just gonna select these faces at the bottom, delete them, because this is in meters. Like I said, my camera is just kind of everywhere. Control 1 to isolate, select the faces at the bottom, deselect everything else, and then just kind of, and then deselect these two. Kind of get these to go up a little bit higher. Select both of these, Control 1 to isolate, select the vertices, take all these vertices and match them together. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that it's easier for me to kind of rotate and make changes instead of having it floating. So yeah, so now what I can do to stylize some of these is I can take these edges and I can like do things like shift it a little bit, right? Give it a little bit of an angle, and that is kind of like the stylization that we want to kind of do. Like that, we're gonna just kind of like slant it a little bit, maybe shift it down. So now it kind of gives it that little stylized look. I don't know if I like this being stylized to that. I think it should be kind of be pushing maybe towards this a little bit, so that kind of looks like your fingers are pressing down on like these areas the most. So that's kind of the stylization that'll probably go there. And then for these ones, I might just kind of slant them down a little bit. I might do the same as well. I might just kind of slant them down that. Take this one, slant it down like this. And then because I want it to be a little bit more stylized, I can probably take this face here and just kind of scale it in. And for this one, kind of do the same thing, just kind of scale it in a little bit. So now it has that little wonkiness to it, right? And then for this, we can probably do something very similar as well, where we can just take the faces here and just kind of push it a bit more up like that. And then maybe again, tilting everything to the center a little bit, right? So now when you look at this asset, and what we can do also is just even rotating this a tad bit, just so that's not perfect. Right, now let's turn on AO, just to kind of, that didn't really do much, but kind of show the difference here. So this is like the standard Game Boy here, and this is the more stylized Game Boy, right? What you can do is you can see from the top two, we can turn the X-ray mode off, and what we can do to even make this more stylized is just kind of pushing some of these into different areas, kind of stretching it out a bit, just a tad bit. You don't want to do too much, or then it starts to look too wonky. Go, and then maybe even kind of pushing this Game Boy down a bit, right? So that again, it's more top heavy. I'm gonna have to now adjust these, push these down a little bit, push these down a little bit with the D-pad, right? Obviously this is not what we want. We're just gonna take these vertices, and maybe I'll take these faces actually, and I'll just push these up. Oh. Cool. So now, hold on, let me just get some water here. All right. So now, so that's one iteration. So let's try and iterate again. So let's do another version of this, and see what we can push that might make it look better. So let's say we push, no, let's push this in a little bit, and let's kind of see what we can do. Push that in a little more, push this in even more. Let's kind of shove this up. No, I think that's starting to look a little bit too wonky. That looks not too bad actually. That. Let's try and maybe change some of this shape up a little bit. Maybe skewing it a little bit more. Okay, and maybe adding one up here, and maybe not making this so perfect, right? Maybe taking this angles here, pushing these angles a little bit, just to kind of give it that more stylization, and then maybe even like straightening this out. And so even that already, I like this D-pad more than that D-pad already. The skewing of this is actually not too bad either. Maybe this one's pushed a little bit too much, but it's already looking a bit different. And even just moving these slightly more now, kind of cool. And then we can move to the world space here, and we can just, okay, so cool. So there's a few things that I do like about this one that I don't like about this one. So what we're going to do again is we're going to iterate, right, and just slow quick things. So I like what we've done here. I actually still like, so this is definitely the more stylized one, right? This one definitely has more style to it, has more angles. This one is like the safer Stylize, right? There's just little bits of movement. So I'm actually digging this one a lot more. So yeah, so essentially we can like kind of do this process a couple more times, but because a Game Boy is such a simple shape, it's kind of hard to kind of keep going. I honestly personally think I like this one over here. How about you, chat? What do you guys think? 2 or 3, or left or right? Don't look at this one. Left or right? Yeah, you like this one? The not so wonky one? So this one's a little bit too much, and this one's a little bit too overdone. This one still keeps to its true shape, but has enough stylization. This is a tough one. Wait, hold on. 1, 2. But you said left. So this one? Wait, hold on. So I don't know. Cause wait, 2 as in this is number 2? Okay, how about this? This is confusing. The middle one. Okay, yeah. So you like this one? Okay. All right. Well, let's go with that one then. Let's go with that one. So what we're gonna do is I would show this to an art director, for example, and So, you know, for example, you'd be the art director, right? And you're saying that, yep, I like the middle one because it's, you know, it's right in the middle, it's not overly done, and that's the style that we want. Then that's what we move on with, right? All right, so now we move on to the next stage, which is doing the high poly stuff. So this is where the fun starts to get in. This is where you start to put in a lot more of the detail. So let's do this. So number 2 wins. So we're gonna go Game Boy. We're gonna start doing the high poly stuff. So actually, hold on here. So what we're gonna do is we're actually going to now figure out the back. So we got the general shape down. Where do I want to do this in my high poly? No, I think I need to figure out the cartridge and stuff like that now before it gets really bad. So looking at some of my reference here on my other screen, looks like there would be a little gap here, another gap around here, another gap around here, right? And then what we're gonna get is we're going to get like a little cartridge slit here, something like that. Get something like this. We're gonna kill that. We're going to use the multi-cut tool, cut into here for now. We'll snap it and make it look all pretty in a sec. Alright, so we're going to select vertices. We're going to use the modeling toolkit. Modeling toolkit, we're going to go to target weld. We're going to weld these together. This together as well. And then we're going to take these edges. We're going to bridge them. So in the back, there is this here. Slide this over. Looking at this here, so it's about like that. And then what's happening here is it's actually going to cut in again. So we're going to go in, we're going to cut that. This is going to extrude in even further. We're going to extrude this on the Z axis, and we're going to bring it in like that. Okay, so the cartridge, I don't think that's actually that much. Let's just quickly go like this. Let's go to the back here. Let's just bring this up like that. Okay, have it. Just a little quick proxy of that. Okay, and then already this is starting to look not straight. So bring that out, nice and pretty. Trying to line this as best as possible here. Cool. Okay, so now we have that. And then what we want to do, hold on, let me just quickly look at more references here. So this is supposed to be quite thin, so we're going to thin this out a lot more. There we have it. And then we're going to put in a cartridge. So we're going to build a little mini cartridge here. I'm just going to try and fit it right into the slot. So we're going to do this, bring it into here. Oh, scale it on its x-axis, bring it in, scale it in even more. And in the original Game Boy, like this fits in pretty nicely, so we're going to have to make the shape quite similar to it and kind of go something like that. The Game Boy, actually, I'm looking at the cartridge right now, it's actually almost further in like that, so we're gonna try and keep it close as we can to the source as best as possible, so that when the game is in there, does it hover out? It doesn't look like it actually hovers out. It almost fits in perfectly, actually. Okay, so we don't have to go exactly like that. So we're just gonna move this in. We're gonna move it in slightly like that. So this will be the Game Boy cartridge. We're gonna actually select the vertices on this one, and we're gonna actually bring it down a little bit closer. We'll take the cartridge, or our proxy of our cartridge right now. We'll scale that in to kind of make it fit, as if we put it into the actual Game Boy, it'll actually work. There we go. All right, there we have it. So now we have our little stylized Game Boy with a cartridge in there as our proxy. That's good for us to know. And there's actually quite a bit more components inside this Game Boy here. So I kind of have the opportunity either now to kind of figure out those shapes, or I can move forward and kind of start on the high poly stuff. And I think that's what I'm gonna probably end up doing right now, is I'm gonna use this as like the shape. This is the shape that we have, the shape that we like. So let's just quickly move this all into the 000. Oh, doing the cartridge as well. 000. Kill the freezer transforms. Put this into the center. Let's quickly save this before something blows up and I lose all my work. All right, so let's move on to the next stage. So the next stage is going to be, let me duplicate this here. This is going to be the high poly. So now we're going to start the high poly. And this is kind of like the fun part, right? Because now we get to kind of dive deeper into creating like the cool part, essentially, right? So there's a few things that I'm noticing already looking at the reference that happens to the Game Boy. So first things first is there's quite a bit of bevels that actually are going on. We're gonna quickly deal with those first. So let's do that. So this is the high poly, so this is gonna be quite dirty, like the modeling. Just a heads up for those who are gonna cringe when they see all these polys and be like, what is going on here? So we're just gonna go, we're gonna do some bevels. So the bevels, I'm looking at my reference on my other screen here, and the beveling on one side is actually quite a bit. So I might have to do two separate bevels here. So I'm gonna remove this one, and I'm going to bevel just these other edges. And let's quickly, so this is gonna be kind of like, that gonna be enough? Let's see, let's kind of go something like that. Let's try something like that first on this. Doing something really weird here. What happened? What's going on? Oh, do I not have, okay, hold on. I might have, oh, it's because I have a triangle. Hold on, let me just go polygon. Let's go to heads up display, show. Heads up display, show poly count. Let's have this select, nope, it's 1. Okay, so it just doesn't like, it's because it's not in quads, right? So let's just quickly clean this up and make sure this is in quads, because it doesn't like it if it's not in quads. I'm gonna go here, just kind of get this, put this into quads so that it's happy. That's gonna save us a lot of headaches later on. So let's quickly do that again. These edges over here, let's go back to bevel. I feel like that is a decent bevel there. Give it one more segment for now. I can probably give it another one. This is the high poly, so I need to be like not so conservative when I do high poly stuff. I always find that I'm super conservative when I do high poly, so I need to stop that. Okay, now this one definitely has more of a curve. So here we can kind of do something like that, right? Cool. Okay, let's quickly save it. I don't know, I always get so scared when I'm doing bevels and stuff like that in Maya. So that's kind of like the corner bevels on a Game Boy, and then this Now this is where things get a little bit hard too, because there's a bevel that happens over here. Bevel that happens over here as well, and so I'm gonna have to figure out how this is gonna flow. So I'm gonna have to go a little more. So I feel like that's not enough. I feel like I need to do more than that. So let me figure out how I'm going to do this. Okay, let's kind of move this up if I can. Okay. And then if I got a quick question for chat. I'm wondering, how did you find my stream? Was it the categories? Was it in art? Did someone refer you? Would love to know how you found my channel. If you don't mind sharing, that would help it a lot. And hopefully you all are having a fine evening. Okay, so let's go 2. What's gonna happen if I do 2? 2 is probably more what I'm looking for, but it's not. It's crashing into each other. So let's go 1.25. 5 still not good. Let's go 1.2. 1.2 is still crashing within itself. So let's go 1.1. 1.1 is okay. So 1 is stubborn, super stubborn. Game development. Oh, cool. Okay, so game development. All right, good to know that people can be found in the game development category. That's hard. How's it going, man? I'm having a fine 10:22 a.m. here. How's it going, man? Nice to see you again. Okay, so this is definitely not doing what I want, and it's probably because I had already committed with these bevels on the side. So let's quickly see if I can undo up to that point. Oh no, because I have my preferences here. Undo. I hate it when you have to reset your preferences and then you forget to reset everything back to how you had it before. Okay. So now I kind of have to figure out if it's okay for me to do this bevel. Okay, let's see if I can do the bevel like this. I could just boolean the crap out of this, but I'm gonna try not to do that if I don't have to. I'm doing decent. Thanks. Trying to lose a lot of weight. Currently losing a lot of weight. Okay. So how are you trying to achieve that? Are you just eating better? Are you hitting up the gym more? Like that. Actually, I need to hold on. So we're going to do this bevel here. No, that's not the bevel. I think this is the bevel. Is this the bevel? No, this isn't the bevel. Okay, let's go bevel. Whoa, what's going on here? How come this just got even worse? Bevel. There we go. 1 segments. We go 2 segments like that. Okay. Been eating once a day mostly. Oh, okay. So are you doing the intermittent fasting? That's right now currently kind of like trendy. We have All right, so let me look at my reference here some more. It looks so rounded. Like this is not enough. This is not enough. It is way more rounded than that. This sucks, but I might have to do it. I might have to start from this one again. Okay, let me just quickly hide this. You know what? It's actually not too bad of a start. So let's restart this. And sometimes you just have to do that. Sometimes you have to take your losses and be like, hey, I screwed up. I'm gonna do this again. Oh, whoops. No, that's not what I want to do. Hide my original one. You want to just be using this one. I'm not yet allowed to go to the gym. If I'd go with my current weight, my heart would fail spectacularly. Oh gosh, wow, okay. Well, hey, dude, man, do you, and best of luck, man. Like, even for myself, like, I'm trying to get a little bit healthier as well. I've been failing pretty hard, actually, the past week, in terms of kind of just trying to stay healthy. I did like sports on Wednesday, and then I didn't do it at all after that because my lower back was hurting. I was supposed to play football the other day, but decided not to just because of my lower back. But dude, good on you, man. Yeah, diet is actually like half the battle, right? Like, I remember losing weight when I had to like kind of figure out what allergies I had, so I had to like eliminate a lot of foods to kind of see what was triggering my allergies and stuff, and cutting out a lot of the foods that I typically would have eaten. That I lost a lot of weight doing that. So okay, so this is already starting to look a little bit better. Hold on. Okay, because this is the hardest one to kind of get, I feel like it's probably smarter for me to get that angle first. All the other angles seem like it's quite easy to do, but this one particularly seems to be the hardest, right? So let's get this down first, and I already like how this is looking compared to before. This is what, there you go. Yeah, so this is what the Game Boy looks like from the back. There we go. Thanks, man. What is this Game Boy for, by the way? Oh, this is just a fun asset. Just me kind of like practicing and showing. Like, I've been doing a lot of like realistic stuff on my personal work. It's been a while since I've done stylized stuff, so I just kind of wanted to show my workflow in terms of how do I do stylize, right? Especially like at work and stuff. It's kind of like a what do I call that? Like a sneak peek on how we kind of do things at work when it comes to stylized assets. So already I've covered like the gray block, and then the proxy phase, iterating on proxies, and then now to the high poly and creating a high poly of the asset. I think it'll be a kind of a good YouTube series as well. And for those who are here, you guys can check out my YouTube channel as well, where I do a lot of tutorials and such. So this is kind of like a little sneak peek on how things are kind of done at work. I mean, I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say that, but that's fine. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to get So I'm guessing that most stylized props nowadays have to go to ZBrush, right? That is correct. And that again kind of depends on the project, it depends on the timeline, and like for example Fortnite, I'd be shocked if everything in Fortnite is put through ZBrush, just because I don't think that they have the time to do that. I mean, I could be wrong, and anyone who works at Epic, you can chime in, but I just don't see how they would have the time to go in and sculpt things. I mean, it is possible, because when I was working on PVZ, I mean, actually no. See, even when I was working on PVZ back in the day, like, we didn't have time to sculpt things. So a lot of the stuff was kind of stylized in the model itself and through the textures. So, okay. Oh, and then let's try and get some segments here. Not enough. I feel like that's not enough now for that side. I have to play around with this a little bit more, but I think for now that should be okay. And even on the back has like some like battery thing going on with it. For now we'll just leave it, because I don't think people are gonna want to pay too much attention to that. Unless we talking hand-painted props, of course. Well, all their skins go through ZBrush 100%. Skins? Okay, yeah, maybe. Again, I can't confirm that. I don't work at Epic, but just looking at the sheer amount of then again, like, Fortnite's style is not super complicated, right? It's like a simple, not simple, it's like they're not going over the top with their stylization, so it's very high potential that, yeah, maybe everything does go through ZBrush. Okay, so we have kind of like this shape here that we kind of want. Let me just quickly take a look to see if there's like inner bevels and stuff like that. So there's not that many inner bevels there. There's definitely inner bevel here and here, so let's try and get some bevels going on there. There is definitely a bevel going on here. So let's kind of give it a nice little bevel. Let's go fraction. Go. Yeah, all right. Okay, so now we have that. There's some screws and stuff in the back. I don't know if I want to add all those details in the back here. It definitely does have some sort of like a little indent, so maybe we can add that into the model. So let's quickly do that here. Kill this face here, bring this cube in a little bit. Let's just try and mimic what they got going on here. Again, I probably don't need to go and do this, just because it's like not often that you're going to see the back of this thing. But we'll just put it in there for now, and then if it's useful or we think that it's worth pursuing, then we'll do it. But well, every single official ArtStation submission I've seen from them definitely went through ZBrush. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if if every single Fortnite art drop has had ZBrush sculpts that they've shown, then yeah, then it's definitely gone through ZBrush. Then I haven't been following their art dumps or anything, so which is why initially I was like, I don't know. But even for like this asset, you're gonna see that I'm not gonna be putting it through like crazy ZBrush work. It's just gonna be like nice little nicks and stuff like that along the edges here and there, and it's gonna be relatively simple. It's not gonna be over the top. So if they're kind of doing that with their assets as well, then yeah, then it's definitely doable for sure. There we go. This, that. Selecting all these edges, and I'm gonna put a bevel on them. Do a bevel here, and let's add some segments to it. And this is kind of like, it looks like this is where like the battery is kind of going. So I'm probably not gonna go far to the point where I'm building the battery. What's that called? The battery slots, so you can put in the batteries itself. Like, I don't think I'll ever show the Game Boy in that light. But what I will do is I will create a indent in here to kind of create that illusion going on. Yeah, it doesn't look like they do a lot with ZBrush, just as much as needed. Are links allowed? I don't know if Nightbot might not be too happy. Let me figure out how to pause Nightbot for a second here so that Nightbot doesn't hurt you. Let me see, how do I do that? It's been so long since I've streamed that I don't even remember how to do this. Let's see, how do I do this? Spam protection. No, that's not right. Custom. Sorry chat. Sorry for doing this in the middle here. Spam protection, is it this one? Links. Okay, hold on. So if I, okay, actually it says that links, wait, this filter allows you to time out and wait. Okay, do I, what happens if I press this? Okay, links should be allowed. So you can link something and then I can also check it out as well. Okay, so back to this quickly. I'm just going to do something like that. And so back in the day, there was, I think it was like 4 AA batteries or something. Okay, so let's check. Okay, so let's quickly take a look here. I actually don't have, I have my Twitch dashboard loaded up. I have my, what is it? I have it loaded up. I see a lot of bunnies and animals and stuff like that. You guys could go down, if you guys scroll down a little bit, there's a stream avatars extension in my channel. You can go and pick a different character if you guys want. I'm a huge, I was a very big Pokemon fan back when I was younger, so you can be like a Pokemon, stuff like that. I just realized that right now. Self reminder: take a water and toilet break. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good idea. Hold on here. I don't have. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Fortnite Epic Bear. Oh, okay. So this is a sculpt. This definitely looks like a sculpt for sure, especially like the little stitching and stuff like that that they're doing here. So yeah, so for sure, this is definitely sculpted, but it's sculpted like you said as needed, which is really, really smart. That's good that I now know how to do the little thing here. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you guys press that follow button. Would really appreciate that. I'm gonna be trying to stream as much as I can when my kids and my wife are asleep. You'll see me streaming mostly art, but once in a while I'll be streaming some gaming as well. But expect to see more art than gaming. Okay, so what was I doing here? Okay, so just BRB. I need to quickly let's check out this full. Oh yeah. Oh, this is cool. Oh yeah, this is definitely sculpted. And this is kind of where I want to go with my stuff as well. Like, I want to do very careful sculpts and nicks and things like that in ZBrush, and not go over the top, right? Just kind of like nice little nicks in here and there, and keeping the original hard shapes and stuff like that as much as possible. I'm gonna like this. I'm also gonna follow this guy. This guy's pretty cool. Kind of look at his work, because this is like really good. This is very good studying for me. Like, I can study a lot here and learn a lot from this artist just by like looking at his assets and seeing how like look how clean this line is, right? And then all of a sudden, if you follow it long enough, there might be like a break in it, right? This is super clean work. I actually don't know how much sculpting went into this one. This one might not even have a sculpt, just because it looks so clean and I don't see the in small imperfections. Let's see, does he have a little Unreal key shot? Okay, yeah, so this is no sculpting here. This is all done there. Let's just quickly check down here, see what he says here. Actually his Fortnite stuff. So even this Fortnite gun, he's not listing ZBrush. So now I don't know if this is ZBrush or not. It looks ZBrushed, but he doesn't specify that. So I don't know. It's very possible that he is using ZBrush. But okay, BRB. I need to get some water. I've been talking a lot today. That's something that I've been trying to improve on, is talking while I am working. But now my throat is getting dry. So be right back. I'm gonna get some water. It says I'm on daddy duty. I'm not, but whatever. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Okay, so now get back to this here. So the first thing so there's like a little flap here that I need to kind of create. The battery thing is actually quite large, because like I said, back in the day, I'm pretty sure it was like four batteries. The post with the gliders lists ZBrush, by the way. Okay, cool. So yeah, so I guess some stuff they use ZBrush and some stuff they don't, right? Which makes sense. And it's kind of what I expect. Yeah, it's kind of what I would expect, I think. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the crease plus tool here, and we are going to go booleans, and we're gonna boolean that out, and then we're going to go to cube again, and we are going to now create like that lid. Now we're going to create the lid. The lid kind of has this little thing here. Man, do it. I'm debating if I even want to do this detail, because I mean I can just do this detail in. You know what? Hold on. I can just do this detail in the texture. So I'm gonna skip that. I can just literally draw out the fake indents on that with the battery and stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna do that. That's gonna save me a lot of time and pain and suffering. So let's not do that to ourselves. So let's quickly do a bevel here. So let's do bevel. Kind of give these a nice little bevel here. I just realized I never beveled this. Too late now. Too big of a pain in the butt to try and do that. And to do that evenly. Forget it. That. Here. And we can always kind of fix that up in ZBrush anyways afterwards. Nice, call your modeling stream. What's up there, Mushy Bun? Thank you so much, man, for coming back to the stream. Like I said before, I noticed that people, I guess, haven't figured out the stream avatars thing yet. Again, if you go down to the in my channel, in the panels, if you enable stream avatars, you can select your character. I think this is a really cool way to kind of be part of the stream, and if I post anything onto my YouTube, you'll be on, like, inside my YouTube videos as well as like a little character on screen. Hopefully people don't find it too annoying. I think it's just a little fun thing. I think there's like a battle royale mode or something like that that I can like trigger once in a while that I'll do in the future. Just some more fun interactive things that the stream can do. Just an FYI. Okay, so I think overall we have kind of the shapes that we want. Now there's some little cool, neat things that are being done here. So first thing that I want to tackle is that there's this little angle that's kind of cut into the shape here that I want to kind of tackle right away. So let's do that right now. Looks like it's kind of like an angle here, and it's kind of not even perfect. It's kind of like that, right? And the funny thing about it too is that kind of cut into the shape like that. Okay, so let's just quickly see how this goes. I'm gonna save this because I'm scared. And there we go. No, actually, that's not too bad. Okay, so it actually did it pretty decent. Cool. This is kind of the new shape, right, that it created. Now, I can select this and I can kind of move this along the object. Let's move this along the world axis for now. If I move this along the world axis, it can continue to cut more of it. I can kind of experiment in how I like this. This is kind of nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll leave it there for now. kind of hide. Let's hide this for now. Like that. And then there's more things that gets cut. I don't know what these. Looking at the reference right now, I think it was the speakers back in the day. I can't confirm. Can't confirm what they are, but I feel like it's the speakers, kind of like lines cutting through. But whatever they are, I gotta make them. So let's quickly go and do that right now. Let's quickly extract these faces. So let's extract. There we go. There we go. Select. We're gonna move this over here. We're gonna select these, object mode. Select these two. We're gonna combine them, and then we're gonna select all these edges over here. Select all the edges on this side. We're gonna merge it or bridge it. Sorry. There we go. Now we have this kind of cylinder shape. And then now what we can do is we can go back here. Let's turn on the image here. Let's quickly line these up as best as possible here. Let's scale this down. Scale it, scale it, scale it. Get to that point there. We're going to, oh, sorry. So we're gonna kind of do like that. That we're gonna go object mode, scale that up to there, up to that. Bring this up this way. Bring it up maybe that. Then we're just gonna duplicate these. Gonna duplicate them all across the board, and we're gonna combine them. Combine, and then we're gonna select it. We're gonna boolean it. Have it. Okay, and then we can also so now let's say we think that that's a little bit too much, like it's cutting a little bit too much. We can kind of just adjust it, bring it up. Now, I do notice that obviously ours is a little bit more stylized. So what's happening here is that it's actually cutting out, right? Like our Game Boy has been skewed in a little bit. I pick Snorlax and press the sleep button. Literally me in real life 80% of the time. Nice, man. Oh, look at this. Now we finally have some. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm totally getting distracted, but I'm really excited that I actually have viewers today and that I do have my stream avatars up and running. I just want to quickly see how everyone looks in here. Let's see. Cool. So we have a Moltres. Is that a Moltres? No, that's a oh my god, Mushy Bun. What is that? What is that? Pokemon. Oh my god, I'm a fake fan. I'm a fake fan, aren't I? It's not a Moltres because a Moltres is the legendary bird. It's a Magmar. Oh my. Magmar. A Magmar. And then the Snorlax, and there you are. Snorlax is chilling out. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy these little kind of things. It's kind of cool. It kind of adds a little bit to the stream. So enjoy it. Okay, so hold on. So back to the stream here. So yeah, so I've made some adjustments, and now that should bold a little bit better. With that, we're gonna quickly. What are all these? All of these should be deleted, I think. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, they're not like that. So we're gonna keep everything. Go back here. We're gonna keep all of that stuff. Again, this is super messy just because it's the high poly. We're not gonna be worried too much about this. We'll clean it all up later on. That's the whole point of the high poly modeling. I feel like there's just something that I'm not happy with when it comes to this thing. The real life thing has 6, right? I'm doing Stylize, I can go 5, and then I can push this a little bit more, right? At least that's my feeling. feel like that's something that I should be doing. What I mean by pushing more is like I'm looking at the reference here, and this is a little bit, it should be coming out more, right? So you know what? Let's just undo this quickly. Okay, so this hasn't been, we're actually going to remove that, and we're going to only put 5. We're going to combine this now. We're going to do that, and then we are going to now booleans it. Boolean it. Now select this, move this down more to kind of give us more cuts. We can, again, like I said, play around with it a little bit more. Oh, I can hear my daughter coughing, which usually means that my stream is gonna have to end pretty soon, guys. I'm sorry. That's typically what that means. So my wife is probably gonna want my backup, which I'm gonna apologize right away here if I have to leave. Now that I've done it, I'm looking at the Game Boy. There's actually not that much depth to those speakers. Okay, alright. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I like it the way it is. We'll keep it. I'm going to hide it. Take a look at this right now without wireframe mode, just to see how it kind of looks. It's starting to come along. It's starting to look cool. Let's turn off the image here. Yeah, starting to come along. Okay, so I'm not gonna delete history, because if I delete history right now, it's gonna screw up all of my Boolean work, so we're not gonna do that. All right, what is the origin of your Twitch name? Oh man, so about a month ago, I had switched everything over to Solid, S001 ID. And I was kind of like doing I was doing like some gaming and some art, and I was just kind of like switched it up. And then now I realized that I don't like it, so I have to wait. I still have to wait 1 more month until I can switch it back to Dallas Stone. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to wait until about a month for me to be able to switch back my username to Dallas Stone. So for now, I'm gonna have that's my gamer tag essentially for pretty much almost everything. But yeah, that's it. That is all. A little bit embarrassing, but yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, so that's my gamer tag. Yeah, I wanted to kind of like. I wanted to be like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe it makes more sense that I have my gamer tag as my Twitch ID, and then I was like, you know what? This doesn't make sense. You know what? I'd rather just have my name as Dallas Stone, and then like that is my handle for everything. And then if I do post up stuff on my gaming YouTube channel or whatever, then I can just keep it as that. But for now it's gonna be that. But literally next month, when I have the opportunity to switch it back to Dallas Stone, I will be switching it back to Dallas Stone. Now, anyone in the chat, I hope you guys are not rude and you decide to take that name. I'll be very upset. Okay, so now I'm building the screen. So let's see here. How do I want to do the screen? I'm probably gonna have to put a transparency because it is glass. It is glass. I'm gonna have to do that. Sure. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay, so let's do the glass. It's definitely going to be a transparency. So first off, let's dig a hole for it. Dig a little quick hole. And then we can deal with the rest later. So let's create a bevel here. That bevel's a little bit too harsh, so we're going to bring it down a little bit. And let's bring this segment. That looks about correct. And then we're going to do a bevel on this one. That one's a little bit too harsh. Maybe something like that. Yeah, that looks a little bit more right. Looking at the reference there. Cool. So I'm actually just going to let me quickly save this before I make this mistake. My reminders to drink water. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go like this. We're going to do a panel bool. Now what that does allows me to do that, which is super cool. Never actually done that before, so that's pretty sweet to finally be able to do that. So let's just quickly select these faces here. Go to the edge perimeters, and then just go bevel. And then we're going to bring down the bevel a little bit more, put another extra segment there. We're going to bring this up just a tad bit. Oh, so now that kind of creates that glass for us, right? What I can do for now, and again, like this isn't stylized right now, so what I need to do is actually stylize this a little bit. Kind of like maybe bring. I probably should have done this before I had done the panels. So hold on. So let's do that first. So let's do this before the panels. You can always rename yourself to Dallas Doan or something along those lines in case your actual name will be taken. That's true. I really hope I don't have to do that. But you know, that is a decent suggestion for sure. I hope I don't have to. Worst comes to last, I'll just be Dallas Doan 88 or whatever, right? Which is just always kind of been my backup always. So okay, so let's quickly stylize this right now. Maybe like we'll go against the grain, so we'll have one angle this way, one angle that way, and then we'll kind of bring this in a little bit here, maybe push this out, and again trying to stylize this a little bit, right? Go. So there you go, some stylization. Okay, so now we can go and redo the panel bools. Select these faces here and go to edge perimeter, bevel, create some extra segments, up a little bit. There we go. All right, so now we kind of have like this fake glass, and then I can go to my hyper shader. Actually, hold on. See, now I can actually use this other tool. Hold on, let me just quickly save this here. Now I can quickly go to this material managers tool, and then go to, where's materials? There we go. We can go here, and we can go, is there glass? Glass material there. I wish that there was like a transparency to it though. Is there transparency to this? Let's see. Glass, transparency. No. So that should help me figure out what I want to do inside later. When I do that, transparency inside. What is that kit you've got up? The one that says Crease Plus on it. Yeah, so this is a add-on that I had purchased years ago. Search up Crease Plus in Gumroad. It's this guy who made this amazing like modeling toolkit. Super useful, and I highly recommend it to anyone who's using Maya. It's very similar to like in Blender. What's that guy's name? Machine. The Machine add-ons that guy has. So very similar to that. Okay, so now we have the screen. We have this Game Boy. There are tons of like panels and stuff like that, and I will do those with some more Boolean stuff. But for now, we'll continue with like the large stuff. So the next big thing that I want to tackle is the this one. So let's actually create all the bevels like that for this first. Let's go and here. So select all these edges, and I'm going to hold on. I want to take a look at this here, more clear. I got that. Quickly bevel all these here. We'll go bevel. Let's get some more. Not as much. There we go. Something like that. It's kind of what it looks like. All right. Then it also has let's, oh no, sorry, not that. Let's go sphere. It's got like this little, oh my god, painful. Okay, let's take this sphere. It kind of like cuts into this bottom part here. All right, so let's quickly do that. Let's go to Boolean. Now we can kind of see this. Go here. Let's place this right in the middle. And let's see how that looks. Should look kind of like that. Yep, that's beauty, beauty. So there we go. So we got kind of something going on there. So let's move this around a little bit. It's not liking it completely here. I think it needs to be pushed in more. There we go. Now if I close that, yeah, okay, there we go. I might even make it even smaller, I think. Actually, no, it is quite large. Looking at the reference now, it actually is quite large. So we'll do that. So now we have kind of like that hole there. This is the D-pad. I should probably just put this inside its own group. Let's try and keep this as organized as possible. And then what we want to do with this is we probably want, let me quickly save it before something blows up. Is we probably want to cut this again. So let's go panel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Didn't like that. Okay, so what we need to do then, I guess, is I need to kind of create. What happens if I go unhide? Yeah, okay, so this is now completely useless because it doesn't have this history anymore. So this, now that I've duplicated this one, I can take that out. I can select that, and select this, go to panel, and I can I know. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? Huh? Oh, okay, okay, hold on. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. I'm getting there. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. D-pad, hide that. Let's turn number 2. Materials number 2. Number 2 is not working anymore. Lambert 1. There we go. Okay, so we have D-pad, right? I need to take this one. I need to scale this up by a little bit. There. Panel bools. right? Take this out. There we go. Yeah, there. So now we have kind of like that indent, right? And then we can take this face here. Hold on, let's quickly take this one here. Let's take these faces here. Selecting all these faces. And then now I can kind of move these up and down. See how deep I really want it to go. Oh, I just want to be about that deep there. Cool. Now we have that going on for us. Now what's this? That's our new geometry there. So let's select these, because this has a bevel on top of it. Now that kind of everything's done, what I could do also to make this even more, make this even better, is I'm noticing that there's like this little kind of indent like that going on. Kind of push it down. So that's what I'll add to it, kind of give it that extra stylization. Yeah, so right now this is coming along. This is going nicely for 1 day of streaming. What is this? Almost 2 hours in. I have a bunch of content now for my YouTube, and I've gone to say hi to a lot of some of you who I've seen in the past. So yeah, so thank you all for kind of hanging out and chilling out with me today. Not going to be done yet. I want to kind of finish off these buttons and these buttons here, and then I'll probably call it a night. After that, probably gonna play some games or something like that afterwards. We'll see how I feel. I do have to wake up early tomorrow morning. Got to take care of the kids tomorrow. The big wedding. One of my wife's best friends is getting married, and she's one of the bride's maids, and she's been helping out a lot. Tomorrow is finally the big day, which means they finally get to enjoy all of their hard work of planning, and I'm on daddy duty. So that'll be fun for me. All right, so there we go. So we got some of that in there. Maybe I can. Ooh, nope, didn't like that. Which bevel was it? Was it this one? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I just wanted to put another segment in there, just to kind of trying to keep it smooth. On the topic of games, have you played Mordhau? No, I have not. I do have it on my Steam wishlist. It does look like a really fun game, but no, I have not currently been playing it. Alright, so now we have all these buttons. I'm going to quickly save again. I feel like this is getting pushed out to the edge a little bit too much. So I'm going to kind of go like that. Ooh, I just noticed something actually. Just noticed something that is super subtle that I feel like I need to add. Just noticed that there's like a slight little indent happens here after studying the reference a little bit closer. So let's quickly get this going here. See if I can get this. See, let's hope this works. We'll see. Okay. I think that's a little bit too much. Let's try and a little bit more. Not doing anything? Let's see. Hide it. Do I see it? I do see it. That doesn't look subtle though. In the image, it looks super subtle. So I might have to just do that through like in Substance Painter, just because this is not looking very subtle. Let me see. What happens if I take these edges and I just soften it? I don't know. That probably is gonna mix things up even more. Actually, that's not too bad there. No, that's actually not too bad. I bought it a couple days ago. I think I'm like 18 hours played. It's a very cool game. Yeah, no, it looks really cool. Definitely something, like I said, it's on my wish list. I've been all over that team fight tactics craze lately, which surprisingly has been taking up a lot more of my time than I would have pictured it. I didn't think that it was going to take up much of my time, but it has, surprisingly. Never really been into those type of games, and then all of a sudden I decided to try it out one day with some of my best friends, and now I am hooked. So, alright, next thing on the list that I gotta do is there's also a little indent here. I don't really like BR games, but Mordhau BR mode just kind of makes sense because of how combat works in that game. Cool. I love BR games, so I didn't even know that they had a BR mode in that game. Okay, so now I need to do another cylinder. Let's quickly do this here. I'm trying to do the indent for the buns over there. Oh, man, I don't know how streamers do it. Like, constantly talking is very exhausting. I'm already starting to feel it, and I've only been doing this for 2 hours. So, like I said, once I finish a couple of these little small things that I want to do, I'm gonna probably call it, just because I am starting to feel it in my throat. I feel like my energy is starting to get a little bit low, which means not as entertaining stream for you all. But yeah, no, I'm just happy to get back into the streaming mode again and just kind of getting myself back into it. I think it's important that I try and stay as consistent as possible this time around, and probably a basic question, but let's say you want to texture this in Substance. Is it okay if the glass material is put on in Maya and the rest of the texturing in Substance? Like, would you also put texture on the glass in Substance as well? Yes, that's typically how I would do it, because you have to think about what is your end rendering engine, right? If the ending rendering engine is going to be in Marmoset or in Substance Painter, because some people do like rendering in Substance Painter because it has a decent renderer, you still need to put the glass texture in that software, right? Now, for example, if you are going to be rendering in Arnold in Maya, then sure, just leave the glass texture in Maya, right? But if your plan is to work in video games, you want to make sure that you actually create the texture for the glass, because that's how video games are going to do it, unless you have a glass shader in your engine that you just throw on top. Thank you so much, Tix, for the follow. Really appreciate it. Thank you. But really good question, Mushy Bun. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have that question. So yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for asking that question. In terms of, okay, again, I'm noticing a lot of people are still the default frogs and birds and bunnies. If you go down to the extensions down below, you're going to see a little panel that's called Stream Avatars. Allow the extension, and then it will allow you to select a new character. And the more that you spend time in the chat and hanging out watching the stream, you collect coins, and those coins will allow you to evolve and get better Pokemon and stuff like that. So So yeah, it's nice to see a pro artist on Twitch. Well, thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's I noticed that there's not too many pros on Twitch. There's a lot of hobbyists who are learning, which is phenomenal. It's crazy because, you know, I never had the option to kind of learn to being self-taught was not really an option for me when I was trying to get into the industry. So yeah, so it's nice to kind of see that there's a lot of people trying to pursue this career now, going the self-taught route. So let's see here. Hopefully that made sense. I don't know if I'm making sense anymore. I'm at the point now in the stream where I feel like I'm not even making sense anymore. Okay, so here we go. We have that. If we want to stylize this a little bit more, we're gonna skew it here. That, right? Kind of have a little fun with the shape here. Stylize it a little bit. Right? There you go. Save that there. Yeah, the hobby artists are more followed than the pro ones. Yeah, it's so true, actually. It's so true. And it comes down to, like, you know, like maybe one, they're more entertaining, or they're better at teaching, or they've gone to the point where they're getting so good that they have commissions all the time, or they have Patreon, or maybe Twitch, like now they're partnered and stuff like that, and they have other avenues of being a pro on Twitch, right? So they have more free time. Okay, this is true. That's true too. I mean, it's difficult for professionals to spend more time working on art when they spend all day working on art, and that was a problem for me in the past as well. Was finding the energy, especially when I had my first daughter. It was really difficult for me to do that. Thank the Lord that my son is a lot easier to take care of, and so it's been a lot more flexible for me, and I'm starting to realize that I do have a little bit more time to dedicate, even if it's just one day a week on Twitch, to come and hang out and work on my art and chill out with you all. Yeah, so thank you so much again for the follow. I mean, I stepped out of the industry 1 year ago, and now I'm streaming 3 times a week. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. Yeah, no, true. Wait, what happened? Was there a battle royale? Well, what happened there? It says winner. Antari TV has won 5. What did you win? I don't. What happened? See, I still don't even know how this program fully works. So yeah, I have no idea how you won or what happened. If you fought somebody or something, I have no idea. But cool. But yeah, for those again who are bunnies and rabbits and frogs and birds, if you go down to the extension, you guys can change your characters and have some fun there if you want. I caught the star. Oh, I didn't even know that there was little mini games like that running around. So good to know. Okay, so let's get back to this here. Like I said, I'm getting quite a bit distracted myself, which is fine. Let's go here. Hold on, let's quickly scale these up just a little bit. A little bit there. Go there. Hold on, let's go like that. Let's combine these together. And then let's go to bools. Whoa, it did not like that. Not like that at all. Bools. No, not union. Difference. Okay, no, it did not like that at all. Bools difference. Okay, back up. like this. There's, I think, too many Boolean operations going on or something, and it's just not liking it. Okay, there we go. It did it. It did it. Oh, that's why. Hold on. That's what's going on. Because there's no faces at the back. Oops. That's my fault. So there we go. Let's fill hole. Fill hole. Go here. Let's go here. Let's triangulate it. Yeah, that's ugly. Okay, let's do this. Extrude edges. 2 vertices, merge to center. Kind of a little quick trick there. Select edges here. Let's go to. I should probably clip this as a video. So extrude edges. Just make sure that's centered. Go to scale, scale it down. Go back to vertices, and then merge to center. Yeah, like that. That's, yeah, I should probably mark that. If I find a decent position in Canada, I will step back in the industry again, but for now I'm enjoying my freelance life. Nice, man. Oh, I see, like, that's the thing, right? Freelance is awesome as well, right? Like, I wish I was, I shouldn't say I wish, but there are days where I'm like, you know what, like, I would love to experience the freelance life, you know? Set my own schedule and this and that. But I don't know. I don't think that it's in the cards for me right now, especially with a family. It's quite difficult to do that. I have to be a lot smarter thinking about my family and things like that. Are you an environment artist, or are you a character artist? Oh, wait, that's not what I want. I want go. It's kind of risky, yeah. If you have a family, you shouldn't. Environment artist. Environment artist is well, nice. Yeah, it's difficult to be a freelancer, I think, as an environment artist, or sorry, as a when you have a family. Just too many things that are way too risky when you have a family, right? So, okay, so there we go. So we have the buns there. Very angry Soul Cole. Thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome today. Already 2 follows today. Getting closer to my followers goal for the month. I don't think I'll hit it, to be honest with you guys, just because like I don't get to stream too often. Like I said, aiming to do this at least once every week. But so far it seems like this is going quite well, so I'll try and stream as often as I can. But today, I've been very lucky that my daughter's been pretty good, and she's sleeping, and my wife is nice enough to be taking care of the kids tonight, so that allowed me to kind of be able to do what I'm doing right now. So all right, so let's do these buttons here, and then I think I'm gonna call it the night. So let's do the select and start buttons. Already this is looking quite cool. I might do like a quick render of this in Marmoset or something like that and post it up on my Twitter. So for those again who don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. It's in my thingy down below. Oh my god, I'm getting tired. Sorry guys. Let me see. Is there a... Do I have a command right now? I don't think I have a command. I think I spelled it wrong. Oh my god. I am... Yeah, there it is. That's the link there. One question: does the Crease Plus plugin keep the creases in ZBrush? Creases are kept in ZBrush if you import it in as an FBX, and you... So I do have a video on this. I do have a video on this on my YouTube. Hold on, give me 1 second. 1 second. I have this somewhere in my YouTube channel. Oh no, not paid membership. No, Sorry guys, I'm not partnered, so I don't even get this stuff. So let me quickly see my video manager here. If I have a search button, I think I do have a search button. I don't know if you guys should, are you guys supposed to be seeing this? Hold on. Crease. Sorry, I'm babbling a lot now. I'm just getting super tired. Switching from Maya to Blender. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, there is a ZBrush. ZBrush crease Maya. What is it? I think how to export creased mesh from Maya LT. So here we go. How to export a crease mesh from my LT. There, yeah. So this is a good video here. Let me just quickly post this up inside. Hope Nightbot doesn't reprimand me for posting this clip. Oh, okay, nice. Sweet, thank you so much. Thank you for clipping that. Yeah, so now at least I can post it up onto my YouTube as well. How to fill a hole of a cylinder. Using extrude and merge to center. Now hold on, I need to send you that link of the ZBrush. So I just posted up a YouTube. This is actually ZBrush's official central channel, and in there it will show you how to export out your FBXs from Maya to keep the creases in ZBrush. So so yeah, so do that one. Hold on, I'm falling behind on questions here. Yep, so there you go. Let's keep the creases in ZBrush. Hope Nightbot doesn't reprimand me yet, but did that. I'm tired of using the ZBrush plugin. It's buggy as hell. Yeah, I know that. I wonder if there's a working bridge. Okay, so you already know about that one. Oh, okay, I see. Instead of exporting. I mean, I've never had any problems with the exporting, to be honest with you. So, unfortunately, unfortunately, I can't help you there. I've never really, I've had issues exporting with creases. There's a lot of really cool tricks with keeping or creating your creases and stuff like that in ZBrush, or quickly generating creases by just looking at your angles and stuff like that of your model, which I can go through when I move this model into ZBrush, if I need to make creases and stuff like that. Okay, back to this. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I'm getting so sidetracked. But it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. Okay, so now let's quickly go and create these bevels here for these ones, and just kind of bump these up here. So yeah, so for those who kind of missed out on what I was saying earlier, next month you're gonna notice that my channel will be, I'm gonna be changing my username back to Dallas Doan, my name. So if you see me online and you're like, whoa, why did your name change? Why are you not Solid anymore? That is the reason why. I have to wait until literally a month from now for me to be able to change it. So just an FYI in case you're wondering, if you come back like next month or something and you're like, why did you, or why is your name changed? Okay, so we got that going on. I am going to, how do I want to do this? Do these have holes at the bottom? Do. Okay, perfect. So I want to create, there's like these little indent curves that kind of go in with these. So I'm going to duplicate these out. We're going to scale them up a little bit. Scale up a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. And then we're going to select here. Hold on. Just want to put this over here somewhere. Select these. Here are faces. Go to edge perimeter. Go to bevel. And then we're going to add some segments into it. So segment 3. Do the same thing here. Face. To edge perimeter. Go to bevel. And then we're going to again do the same thing. Put 3 segments there. I'm going to select these. We are going to combine it. Going to bring these down. Select the Gameboy body. Select what I want to bool it. Have it. Now we have kind of these indents here. We're gonna adjust these a little bit, bring it up. That. And then I'm gonna just quickly hide these. And there we have it. Now these are looking a little bit too big, actually. Okay, I'm wondering if I can adjust these a little bit. Adjust these a little bit, just because these are looking quite large. Again, because this is the high poly model, this is going to look really nasty when it comes to geometry, but we'll be retopologizing and making this nice and beautiful in the end. There we go. So now that looks a little bit nicer. Got our little indent going on. And then last but not least, to end the night, I will add some last bevels to these bad boys. Let's see here. To edge perimeter, bevels. These are nice and smooth actually. Okay, so these are smooth, and these are not popping out as much as I have it right now. I have it popping out way too hard, like pretty sunken in. That's the beauty of having reference, right? Like I'm looking at reference on my other monitor right here. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, and just by looking at the reference, I realized that I had these like way too popped up. Adjustments, and there we have it. There we go. So now we have our little Game Boy here, our little stylized Game Boy, and if I really wanted to push this further, I can probably stylize these a lot more as well. For now, I think I already have enough stylization going on for this asset that I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, let me just say this before I say my goodbyes. I just want to say thank you everybody for coming out and hanging out with me today. Thank you all for all the follows today. I had Tix and Very Angry SoCal. Thank you so much for the follows. I'm noticing now that you know, there are some more people now in the chat with new characters and stuff. So thank you for utilizing and playing around with the stream avatar stuff. Next time that I stream, hopefully more people will be more into it and spread the word about the extension, and they can select their favorite Pokemon or whatever they like in that store. Yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, check me out on YouTube if you want to check out more of my YouTube tutorials. I do more tutorial like stuff on YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next time. All right, peace out. See you guys again.